Hi, and welcome to Zakitisimo. My name is Andy, and this is my cozy corner of the internet where I share my love for coloring. I'm surrounded by 4 cats, just so you know. So the name Zakitisimo comes from the cat I invented. I created this name. The cat is a playful take on the cat, and it's got a hint of Italian flair with the isimo suffix. So that is how Zakitisimo was created. And I'm from Romania, the land of Dracula, coloring books, and cozy vibes. Welcome. I just paused my editing because I was rambling about stuff and I forgot to tell you that these 2 books that I'm showing you in the first part of the clip were my first 2 books, The Secret Garden and The Magical Forest from Johanna Basford. And I was showing you that those colorings were from 2015. So those were old colorings, and I was showing you just as a reminiscent of how I colored before, like how I colored 10 years ago. So this is very nostalgic for me to see, but I also wanted to show you how everybody starts their coloring journey. So this is the start of my coloring journey. So back to the video. If you see me looking down, I'm still editing. So I'm looking at my video recording just so I can sync with it. So I started my coloring journey in the most simple and cozy way with just 2 books that were gifted to me and a few old pencils that I found around the house. It wasn't even a set. I don't even know what they were. About 6 months, I treated myself to a set of coloring pencils. I think they were Faber-Castell, the Eco ones, the simple ones, not the polychromos. And I bought some connector markers and soft pastels. Those kept me happy for about 2 years. So 2 years I only used those materials, not to mention that in the first 6 months I only used the spare pencils that I found around the house. Around year 3, something changed, my curiosity grew, and slowly I started collecting. 2 books became 3, then 10, then before I know it, I had over 500 coloring books. 500. I think I have 540 something coloring books, but these are the books that I've collected in the past 10 years. So my gentle advice, start small, explore, and let the hobby win your heart first. Don't purchase anything unless you really, really love it. You don't need much to begin, just something to color with, and a bit of time for yourself. If it makes you smile, you're doing it right. Now, when it comes to choosing what to color, remember we're all different. Some are drawn to geometric mandalas, some love detailed landscapes, cozy colorings, magical characters, and so on. There's no right answer here, just what speaks to you, what you enjoy doing. Imagine it colored, imagine the mood, the tones, the feeling it gives you, then try to bring that vision to life in your own way, like you put your colors, your theme, darkness, lightness, whatever. And most importantly, make sure you're enjoying the process. The moment coloring starts feeling like a task or becomes frustrating, it's okay to pause. Take a break, 5 minutes, a few hours, a few days, a month. This is your time. No one is waiting for the page to be done. No one is judging how fast or how slow you go. A hobby shouldn't feel like a task. It should feel like a gift to yourself. It's your time. So give yourself permission to color only when it feels good. And always, always come back with kindness, not pressure. So, if you're just starting adult coloring, welcome. You're stepping into a hobby that's more than just beautiful pages. It's a moment of peace, a spark of creativity, and a way to connect with yourself. One of the most important things to remember is you don't have to finish the page. Coloring isn't about reaching the end, it's about the process, the quiet moments, the textures under your pencil, the feeling of slowly coloring a page. It's okay if you only take 5 minutes a day to color. It's okay if a page takes you 1 month. It's okay, it's your page, it's your process, and it's your hobby, and most importantly, it's your time. I'm trying to sync with the video, and I'm showing the alternatives Yeah, so I got a bit ahead. I'm showing you now the electric eraser from Derwent. I'm showing you the pricier alternatives because you don't need that. If you want it, you can get it, but you don't need that. You can do, in the beginning, you only need an eraser if you make mistakes. So now I'm showing you pressing. Well, it has batteries. It's magical. It's cool. And this is the sharpener. This sharpener came with a set of pencils that my partner bought me in Budapest when we were on vacation. We went to like a craft store and they had those pencils. And this is the pricier alternative, the Dale 133, I think it is. Now I'm demonstrating you how to sharpen it. I didn't have a good grip when I was sharpening it, but it's very good. Okay, nothing interesting is happening in the video. I also wanted to tell you about the coloring books as supplies. You don't even need a coloring book to start. There are plenty of illustrators and websites that offer you illustrations for free if you access their page and download them, or you can subscribe for their newsletter and you receive one illustration per week or per month. I don't know. I'll leave you in the description the link to the illustrations or the websites, and I will also leave you the link to the supplies that I used, that I showed you. I will not use those supplies. I will use the simple ones, but I will leave you the links to the supplies that I showed you, the electric sharpener from Derwent and the Dale 133, no, the Derwent electric eraser and the Dale electric sharpener. Sometimes I cannot articulate my thoughts. Okay. Oh, and I'll also leave you with the suggestion of my suggestion of your first set of pencils if you want something cheap but also good and in a good range of colors. I will leave you the link to the Crayola 100 pack. The links that I will leave you are from my affiliate part of the website. It's from Amazon Germany because that's where I purchased from, just so you know. And I started with shading the water. I started from the darkest blue. Yeah, that's how I color. I start from the darkest shade and added the shadows, and then I go from the darkest to the lightest. And I'm adding shade and I'm adding shadows in the lower part of the lake. Okay, and also on those lines above the water. And gradually working to the lighter shades and moving up with them, also blending the previous layer from the darker shades. Here I was demonstrating that I was using the cheap supplies, the sharpener that came with the set. Now I'm taking the blending further because I'm using, I think that was the lightest blue in this set. I don't always have something to explain, so now I'm just oh, now I added the turquoise because I thought that it will give more dimension to the water. So I put it on the sides and also in the like the waves above the water. Now I started adding shade to the brown, I don't know, what do you call those? I forgot. I forgot. So I'm shading those stuff. Started with black and then added some brown. But when I do sections like these ones that are long but tiny, I always leave a bit of white just so it can feel more 3D. So you can have the maximum amount of shadow, but also the maximum amount of highlight. Then I worked a bit on those leaves. I added the dark blue first, and then added the turquoise. I also shaded with the darkest blue here, the leaves, and I was trying to make uh, as many combinations as I could because they were only 12 double pencils, so I had like 24 colors. In fact, they were 23 because one of them was white. It wasn't even white, it was more like a blender because it didn't have a pigment to add white on top of something, but it was fine to use as a blender. Now I'm doing those the grass part in the water with some purple. I was shading, and then continued with a bit of pink, also leaving some white space. Adding white in the waves above the water, and I saw that it didn't add pigment, so I started using it as a blender. Then I colored those leaves, started with the dark blue, and I saw that dark blue worked with turquoise and also with the green to add dimension to the leaves and all the stuff that's in the water. Again with the blue and the lighter blue. Now I started to do the leaves, those small leaves. I just added the darkest green on one side of the leaves. One of the cats came on my desk. Still shading the small leaves. Still adding black shadow to those stuffs. What is that? I don't remember how do you call those. My chair is so squeaky. I ordered a new one. Should come next week. If you hear it, I hope you don't hear it with the mic. I don't know how well it covers the environment noises. It's the first time I'm testing it. Because it's also the first video on my channel, but let's see. Now I started to add shading to add shadows to the big leaves. I was adding shadows with the darkest green. I was imagining that the light was coming from the right side, so I was adding shadows on the left side and on the lower part of those sections so that I can give them a 3D effect. So one of the cats is a sphinx, and she loves to stay on the back of the laptop because it's hot behind the laptop, and she always stays behind the laptop. So if you hear something, it's her. So now I was adding some yellow to give the impression that they are sun waves that are hitting the leaves, and I also wanted to warm up the page in some way because I had a lot of blue from the water. Added some pink on those flowers. I know I'll shade them later with a darker pink, like I think the violet, because I felt that they didn't have so much dimension. Now I was adding shadow to the exterior part of the leaf, also adding the shadow only on the left part, so you can see that it's obvious that the sun is coming from the right side of the screen. Now I didn't know if those two droplets were droplets of water or are they two leaves, so I made them blue. Next I was adding that turquoise on the leaves because I thought they were too green and they were too similar to the big leaves. Now I was doing those pointy leaves with the purple, and then I'll come with the pink over it. I usually use like a big makeup brush to clean the page, but today I didn't want to use anything, just a set of pencils, the eraser and the sharpener, that's all. Because usually I use a lot of Posca, pastels, maybe a base of markers or acrylics, or I just wanted to show you what you need to start this hobby. Because if you like it and if you enjoy it, you can use anything. You can use makeup to color, you can use anything you have in the house. Now I added shading with the blue to those leaves, and then I added pink to them, also going around just to emphasize the shape and make it 3D. I like this combination. Not really natural, but looks cool. Then I did on the exterior part with the light red. Also keeping in mind that maybe here the sun comes from the upper part, so I was putting shadows on the lower part. The sun can be wherever you like, so put the shadows where you like. I noticed on a page in the past I put the shadows totally wrong on all of the elements on the page, and it didn't matter. It looked fine. Now I'm doing these leaves with the darkest blue. I don't think I spent so much time on this page. I think I spent like an hour and a half on it, so it was quite fast. But for the video I sped it up, I think 5 times the normal speed, just to have it quicker. And now I liked so much this combination that I did on this leaf with the orange and this yellow and this red that I also did this combination on the fishes. Yeah. It also balanced the colors because I didn't have anything in the water with purple. So now we have balance in everything on the page. So now I added a little bit more of the yellow light on the elements. On the leaves in the middle, I think I did a harsh line on them, but it's fine. It's another completed page. So I think we're done with this page. I like how it turned out. It didn't take me a lot of time. So this is the final result. If this video brought you some peace, inspiration, or even just a smile, I'd love if you give me a comment. I would like to know which was your first coloring book. So this was it. See you in the next one. Bye.